One Zambia, One Nation. Thank you for joining us on Zanis News. To present the news, my name is Faith Katai. The headlines. Government advises church to promote peace and unity. Japan Tobacco International plants over 2 million trees in Kauma district. Plus, cholera cases in Eastern Province contained. And now the rest of the news. Vice President Mutalena Lumango has advised the church to emulate President Hakainde Hichilema in promoting unity and peace in the country amidst diversity. And Mrs. Nalumango has commended the church for remaining a key partner in the country's development agenda. The Vice President has since called on the church to complement government's efforts in mitigating the effects of the drought that has affected the country during the 2023-2024 farming season. She said this in Choma district yesterday when she graced the installation of Bishop Malowa Matiola of Choma Pentecostal Church. Details in the following report.
Scores of people have welcomed Vice President Mutalena Lumango, who arrived in Choma district where she officiated at the installation of Choma Pentecostal Church resident Bishop Malowa Matiola. The Vice President was accompanied by various government officials, among them Information and Media Minister Cornelius Mwetwa, Southern Province Minister Credo Nanjua, called on the church to promote national unity amidst diverse tribal orientations in the country.
Government is grateful for your support in ensuring that the body of Christ is led by men and women of integrity. It is government's policy that as we partner with the church in national development, we also partner in offering national guidance in moral and spiritual matters. As a Christian nation, the clergy play a very important role in enhancing unity, harmony, and character formation in the nation. One Zambia. But this will only come if we love. Don't listen to politicians who want to use tribe as a campaign tool. I will tell you, those are politicians who have nothing to say. They have nothing to offer. If you have something to offer, offer it to the people in terms of policy.
Credo Nanjua is Southern Province Minister.
Madam Vice President, at this installation ceremony of His Grace Bishop Dr. Malowa Matiola is a clear demonstration of your commitment towards matters of national values and principles as our direction, pillar and foundation as a Christian nation. On behalf of our people here, Your Honor the Vice President, we want to assure you that the province is politically, religiously, economically, socially stable. And we are so united and working together, and as provincial administration, we want to continue working on the unity of the province. We want to desist to entertain anything that divides the province.
And the Pentecostal Assemblies of God Church in Zambia has pledged to complement government efforts in mitigating effects of climate change.
We believe that the local church at various settings has the transformational capability to be able to engage in mitigating the impact of the many challenges we face. And in this case, the drought situation we face in this country. Today, before our honor leaves this location, we will be officially announcing and launching a project that you are already doing here to plant, Your Honor, to plant 100,000 trees.
Mrs. Mutalena Lumango later met the clergy and the United Party for National Development UPND party structures. Liseli Simusole, Zanis, in Choma District, Southern Province.
In other news, traditional leaders on the Copperbelt province have urged people to stop politicizing the effects of last year's poor rainfall the country is currently experiencing. Lambalima Royal Council of Chiefs Chairperson Chief Machia said this during the celebration of Mutamfiansala traditional ceremony of the Lamba people in Lufanyama district. And Provincial Minister Elisha Matambo reiterated government's commitment to strengthening the working relationship with traditional leaders in the area. Agrippa Selumbwe has more in this report.
The grand entry to Mutamfyansala traditional ceremony main arena of Chieftainess Shimkunami of the Lamba-speaking people in Lufanyama district. The traditional leader later showcased some harvested foodstuffs and threw them in the audience as a symbol of Mutamfyansala ceremony, which means chasing away hunger. Here, the chieftainess spoke through her representative to highlight various programs happening in the area.
Allow me to also express my profound gratitude to the head of state for various developmental activities which are ongoing in my chiefdom. Among them is the early delivery and distribution of farming inputs during the last farming season. This has greatly contributed to my chiefdom's food security.
And the Lamba-Lima Royal Council of Chiefs has condemned those misleading the general public about the cause of the drought experienced in the country. Meanwhile, Copper Belt Province Minister also gave a government position on various issues.
In order to ensure sound and cordial relationship with all the chiefs, the new Dawn administration has put in place various programs and projects which are premised on benefiting the people in all spheres of development. We will try our best to bring fertilizer in good time. Number two, we will continue with the support program.
Abantu bonze balirima twalinde gogo kyamanasha twambe okulima because mukulima mwena mwali bako indalama.
Reporting, I'm Agrippa Slumbwe.
In Western Province, the Japan Tobacco International JTI has planted over 2,762,000 trees in Kauma district of Western Province to aid its 3,880 tobacco farmers with carrying wood. JTI Leaf Environmental and Social Governance and Operations Services lead Eileen Kaunda explains that tobacco requires a lot of wood to cure, which causes tobacco farmers to engage in indiscriminate cutting down of trees, which leads to growing pressure to preserve the environment. Ms. Kaunda said this when a delegation from the Coalition of African Parliamentarians on Human Health, Animal and Environment in the company of Chief Kahari and Chief Mwene Mutondo visited some of the JTI's 92 wood lots in the district. Kalan Muchiman now reports.
Effective management of the environment is key in managing the impacts of climate change. This is why the Japan Tobacco International in 2020 embarked on a tree planting exercise within Kauma district to aid its tobacco farmers who mostly rely on wood to cure their tobacco before selling it to JTI, who act as an off-taker. JTI has so far established 118 commercial woodlots with over 2,762,000 plants planted since 2020 to date, so as to discourage indiscriminate cutting down of trees by tobacco farmers.
The goal is that we should have so many trees to the extent that they will then become part of the inputs that we give to our growers. So instead of the grower going out in the bush to cut trees, they would have to use now the wood that we supply to them to use.
We are experiencing this climate change as a result of our negligence. What is going on now is a result of what people used to talk about some time back, 30, 50 years ago, that let's not cultivate along riverbanks. Let's not cut trees unnecessarily.
A delegation from the Coalition of African Parliamentarians on Human Health, Animal and Environment in the company of Chief Kahare and Chief Mwene Mutondo visited some of JTI's 118 woodlots in Kauma district.
As you know, we're interested in human, animal and the environment as parliamentarians, and at the same time, we are also ministers, some of us here. Our mission here today, it has given us an opportunity to see how you are mitigating the effects of climate change.
You have alluded to lack of land in which to carry out your program. You have not reached us. If you reached us, you reached me. We have got a lot of empty land, which you need.
JTI is currently supporting 3,880 tobacco farmers in Western Province who later sell their tobacco to the company.
I'm just appealing to the youths of Western Province that those who feel they must, join, this value chain, be part of the outgrower scheme here. I think you're welcome. You're welcome. And we did a bit of calculations. There's a bit of money being generated from it. So our women, our youth cooperatives, I think they're encouraged to be part of what's happening here.
The team also toured JTI's plant to appreciate the grading and pricing of tobacco bought from farmers. Zanis reports in Kaoma district.
Meanwhile, in Eastern Province, Chama District Commissioner Yobe Goma has urged farmers in the district to focus on improving crop yields through the adoption of appropriate technologies such as the use of drought and disease-resistant varieties. Harriet Chilufya reports that Mr. Goma said this during the district agriculture show held in Kabanana Community Ground under the theme Creating a Competitive Future.
The district agriculture show in Chama district have come to an end, and Chama district commissioner officiated at the event under the theme Creating a Competitive Future.
I call upon you, my fellow farmers, that let us focus on improving crop yields through adoption of portable and appropriate technologies such as the use of drought and disease resistance varieties, and also manage our water resources well through engaging into smart agriculture type of farming. I also urge you, my colleagues, that let us promote eco-friendly practices, reduce carbon footprints, and preserve biodiversity in order to safeguard our environment from devastating effect of climate change, which threatens our food security, not just as a district, but as a nation at large. You may wish to know that all the complications in the agriculture sector being faced today, such as drought, are as a result.
Chama Town Council chairperson emphasized the need to teach children on the importance of agriculture at a tender age.
Kuona kuti vana vadoko vochitako participate kunkhani ya ulimi chifukwa pa vana muvasambizya pa ulimi na pavokula pose pakhalenge alimi paicha che apitizyani tenti chitengenje vana wa skulu vose next time ozosankako so that at least vana vamanyenge kuti kukhala pachalo mbulimi Jalamba tunu wonga chomene acheya ma cooperative union yose muno mwa chama naona kuti ma cooperative very well organized mbokoleziana chomene ichi tuplikisya makoa chomene ise kwanga adangiriri olopa ukwenda uona kuti ma cooperative boseweza ntchito ya unenationality.
Chaka Group of Company have formed Chaka Rice Processing Initiative, where the waste product is used to make charcoal bricks.
So this represents about 20% of the total paddy we process. So if we are processing 1 ton, this represents 20%. That is like 200 kgs of rice of paddy is going to come out. So this is what we carbonize to make even the biochar. So when we carbonize the rice husk, we come up with carbonized biochar. This is the biochar, okay? This is the biochar. So we use the simple carbonizer to make it carbonized so that we can be able to use it in the technical pits. As you may be
Harriet Chilufya for Zanis in Chama district of Eastern Province.
And in Northern Province, Mbala District Commissioner Justus Sikazwe says the 330 kwacha that government has set as the maize floor price for a 50-kilogram bag of maize is very attractive. Mr. Sikazwe says government announced the floor price of the commodity at a time when farmers had not even started harvesting. He has since encouraged farmers in the district and the country at large to sell their maize to the Food Reserve Agency, FRA, so that the country can remain food secure. The district commissioner said this when he officiated at this year's Mbala District Agriculture Investment and Tourism Show, which was held under the theme Creating a Competitive Future. Mr. Sikazwe has further challenged farmers in the district to increase the crop yield following the early launch of the mechanization strategy called Mechanized 360 Ulimi Okwana, which is aimed at helping smallholder farmers. He said the initiative to move from manual tools to mechanized farming will result in increased yields. Mr. Sikazwe urged that farmers in the district should focus more on irrigation technologies so that the agriculture sector remains sustainable in order to have food crops such as maize all year round. We take a break. Stay tuned for more stories.
Woman Thou Art is a program that offers counsel to the female folk, sharing real-life experiences and providing guidance to the women and young girls on necessary steps and conducts that will help shape and nurture a sober society. Watch Woman Thou Art on Zanis TV every Wednesday at 18:30 hours on the Topster channel, channel 6 DTT, and channel 458 DTH. Zambia Today is a program that keeps you informed on various government policies and programs. Join us every Tuesday at 18 hours on Zanis TV, Topster platform, channel 6 DTT, and 458 DTH. Don't miss.
Welcome back. We continue with the news. The Department of Health in Eastern Province has managed to contain the recent outbreak of cholera, in which 91 cases have been recorded. Provincial Health Director Matthew Zingambi informed Chipata Central Member of Parliament Mutolopiri and Provincial Permanent Secretary Paul Tole when they visited the cholera center that only one patient is still admitted with no death recorded. Lubasi Mutafela has the details in this report.
With the recent outbreak of cholera in Chipata, health authorities have been on top of the situation in containing the waterborne disease whose hotspot is Saturday Market. As of yesterday, only one cholera patient was still admitted to the cholera center out of the cumulative cases of 91. Eastern Province Director of Health Dr. Matthew Zingambi has provided an update to Chipata Member of Parliament Mtolo Piri and Provincial Permanent Secretary Paul Tole, who visited the cholera center in Chipata.
In the last 2 weeks, Eastern Province has reported a total of 91 suspected cholera patients across 5 districts. The first was here and then in Chadiza, and then we reported in Lumezi and Mangwe and Spangani. The most of the cases have been reported here in Chipata. They come to about 65 of those 91 are local here in Chipata.
Staff at the cholera center have also highlighted some of the challenges in managing the cholera patients.
Areas where we need to be supported is the area of the borehole. The borehole collapsed last week, and unfortunately, we have been filling water from town to sort of make the ORS for the patients.
This response by health experts has impressed the area member of parliament, who is also Minister of Agriculture.
And I think it is important for the country to know that yes, there have been these cases reported in the Eastern Province. You heard we started with up to 91 cases across the province, of which the majority were here in Chipata, 65. But here we are, today, as we sit, we only have one patient at this station, which I think is a very good plus to your ability as our friends in the health sector to bring down this disease. Cholera. You have a cholera center without water. How? I mean, what are we doing to ourselves? So I am going to make sure that we invoke the laws of, the emergency fund, that we try to see what we can do. I'm also, on Monday, we're having a cabinet meeting. I'm going to sit with the Vice President, Honorable Nalumango, so that I can be assisted through DMMU to see what we can do for this center.
Lubasi Mtafela, Zanis, Chipata District, Eastern Province.
Now, Mongo District Commissioner Morgan Akabeswa has urged young people in the district to focus their energies on positive aspects of life. Mr. Akabeswa says education and skills development will help young people grow into well-cultured citizens. The district commissioner said this when he officiated at the commemoration of the Day of an African Child at Kambole STEM Secondary School in Mongo. Here is a report. The Day of an African Child is celebrated every year on the 16th of June and commemorates the sacrifices of young black South African students in 1976 who rose up in protest against an unjust apartheid and education system. This year, it is being observed under the theme, Education for All Children in Africa, the Time is Now. In Mongo, the District Administrative Officer, Siupwa Kavisa, flagged off the march past.
In you, we see our presidents, members of parliament, ministers, and various leaders. But for you to do that, you need education to get the necessary requisite qualifications. And that's why today we meet here to commemorate the Day of the African Child.
This day provides children with an opportunity to voice out on issues affecting their lives.
Right to be loved and right to protection, because without protection from our parents or teachers, we cannot proceed in anything that we can do in future.
Senior Resident Magistrate Jane Sifali says children's rights must not be violated.
And judicial measures must be put in place in an event of violation of these rights. Children themselves or their representatives should be able to seek redress once violation of these rights, in particular on education.
Mongo District Commissioner Morgan Akabeswa urged children to stay away from negative vices.
The abuse of alcohol and substances among our young people has continued and contributed to an increase in juvenile criminal gangs, commonly referred to as junkies. I wish to thank all stakeholders for supplementing government's effort in promoting the rights of children.
Grace Mbewe, a grade 7 pupil at Mandanga Secondary School in Mongo District, delivered a speech on behalf of all children.
We are delighted as children to have a president who has children at heart by introducing and implementing free education for all. We as children wish to request that more resources be provided to all schools so as to enhance conducive learning and environments. We as children pledge to support the government of the day by working hard and uplifting the standard of living.
Namakao Kayombo, reporting for Zanis in Mongo, Western Province. More on children issues. Over 1,000 children with special needs and other families have benefited from the recently concluded Zambian Enhanced Community-Based Rehabilitation Program. The initiative, implemented by the Cheshire Home Society of Zambia and Holy Family Rehabilitation Center is aimed at improving the lives of the children in areas of health, social inclusion, education, livelihood opportunities, and empowerment. Monze District Administrative Officer Goreti Mbalo has commended the project's positive impact on community mindsets. Details in the following report.
The Zambian Enhanced Community-Based Rehabilitation Program, ZECRE project in Monze District of Southern Province, has come to a close, leaving a lasting impact on over 1,000 children with disabilities and their families. The ZECRE project aimed to improve the lives of these children in various aspects, including health, social inclusion, education, and livelihood opportunities, supplementing government effort in leaving no one behind.
So just in Monze as a district, I can testify to say that indeed over 1,000 people and children with disabilities and families have been touched.
Implemented by the Cheshire Home Society of Zambia and Holy Family, the project collaborated with government ministries, traditional and church leaders, and even traditional leaders.
I think it has been a great milestone to reach where we are now, because we've seen how the project has benefited families and households of children with disabilities. Because I see children changing their faces, because now I can see a smile, because a life has been transformed.
On behalf of the Holy Family Rehabilitation Center, I would like to say thank you very much to Cheshire Home for the support you have given to this institution. We really appreciate it very, very much. And I'd like to say that our doors are open for future engagement.
Monze District Administrative Officer Goreti Mbalo has commended Cheshire Home Society of Zambia and Holy Family for their crucial role in changing community mindsets.
We have a lot of people living with disabilities that were hidden by family members. But today, they are able to say, I have a child living with disabilities, and they have brought them to Holy Family. We say thank you. We are greatly humbled.
Shadrach Monga, a project beneficiary with a disability, shared his gratitude for the ZECRE project.
We were taught how we are to live in the society. We are not to hide ourselves, because we are also human beings. They gave us things to do, like skills. So we want to say thank you, and we hope to sustain ourselves from this.
Chintu Nangamba, for Zanis News in Monze District, Southern Province.
Also in the news, the district administration in Gwembe has targeted 3,600 and small-scale farmers who have access to waterfronts to benefit from the wetland cropping program. The program, being spearheaded by the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services, will support the beneficiaries with agricultural inputs such as maize, seed, watermelon, butternut, okra, and fertilizer. Here is a report.
The government, through the Ministry of Community Development, is promoting wetland farming for farmers with access to waterfront areas and other water sources in Gwembe District. Community Development Department has targeted 3,600 farmers to benefit from this initiative. Under this program, the farmers will receive inputs including maize seed, watermelon, butternut, okra, and fertilizer.
The district under the emergency wetland, we are targeting 3,600 beneficiaries. Then this area, we are going to give 700 beneficiaries. That's Chababom and Slambabara. Then as a district, we will receive maize and also watermelon, okra, and butternut. Then we also give them fertilizer. That's 1 day and 1 urea.
The Gwembe District Commissioner encouraged farmers to apply for loans to improve their irrigation capabilities.
This part is part of Japan irrigation that we are trying to do as a district, but it's a bit far from the major irrigation land. The major problem that they have here is water. So I'm sure if they are given loans for irrigation, that can do.
Jori Hajinen reporting in Gwembe District. So
finally, on the news, Chavuma Town Council in Northwestern Province has handed over 5.8 million kwacha grants and soft loans to 134 youths and women beneficiaries using the 2024 Constituency Development Fund. Chavuma Constituency Member of Parliament Victor Lumai says out of the amount, 3.4 million kwacha has been given to 88 groups as grants, while 2.3 million kwacha has been given to 46 groups as soft loans. Details in this report.
Can we use CDF grants and loans to good use?
Government has prioritized decentralization as a major driver for attaining development, reducing poverty, and supporting job creation through citizen engagement and participation at the local level. Chavuma Town Council has disbursed part of the 2024 Constituency Development Fund CDF in form of grants and soft loans to ensure that the lives of Chavuma people is uplifted.
The CDF and the East Committee have done its part, and you are people that have been selected and you deserve to be awarded this money to ensure that you also progress in terms of your sustainability. As you get this money, please do not share it among yourself. Please invest it for the benefit so that it multiplies and you benefit from the profits.
Chavuma Member of Parliament counsels the beneficiaries.
It was not easy to know we pick this one or that one. The committee seated here was picking people on merits. Today you have been picked. Tomorrow another person will be picked. We are all Zambians. Like every speaker said here, can we use CDF grants and loans to good use?
Chavuma Constituency Development Fund CDF chairperson shares some success stories.
Poverty eradication. It is a song in our churches. We want to see a community that is free from poverty. I am delighted because I've never seen a mass giving of finances to multitudes like this by governments that have been there before.
Beneficiaries have pledged to put the monies to good use.
I'm a director of Henisa Business Ventures. I applied for a loan. The New Dawn government, they have awarded me a sum of 70,000 kwacha, which is a great thing.
Reporting for Zanis News, I'm Chebunkoma, Chavuma District, Northwestern Province.
That item concludes Zanis News, but before we go, a recap of the headlines. Government advises church to promote peace and unity. Japan Tobacco International plants over 2 million trees in Kauma District. Plus, cholera cases in Eastern Province contained. That's all we had for you on Zanis News. On behalf of the entire Zanis production team, my name is Faith Katai. Thank you for watching.